Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Grab your coffee, maybe a snack, and let's get into it. So here's something for you. And I was like, when I saw this, I'm like, oh my goodness, because this is scary. I'm just going to give it to you just like that. It's scary, okay? So, globalist, elitist, if you will. They see us, or humanity, really, as cattle or sheeple to be exploited for as long as needed, then culled like cattle herds when they are no longer useful. Thanks, man. As global advisor Yuval Harari is now saying, and I'm paraphrasing him, the age of humans is coming to an end on the planet Earth. Globalists have activated a multifaceted plan to cleanse the planet of all human beings. Oh, gee whiz, man. If someone were to have some sick, twisted desire to kill off a herd of cattle, they could simply shut off the water and the food. Death would come in a matter of days or weeks at most, and the same is happening right now to humans. The water supply is being shut off by geoengineering, causing global droughts, widespread crop failures. Entire cities like LA, Las Vegas are being threatened with a terminated water supply in the years ahead. And the food supply is being decimated by cutting off fertilizer supplies, causing diesel fuel prices to go sky high, while also attacking the supply chain that supplies agricultural equipment parts. The result? Both the water supplies and the food supplies are being cut off, and the human herd is being culled in some of the same ways that a herd of cattle might be eliminated. Now, this, represents another vector in the global depopulation, because they are voluntary. They are intended to easily kill off the gullible masses who are so ill-informed that they actually believe big government and big pharma want to save their lives. Shame, shame. In reality, of course, they're biological weapons designed for infertility and depopulation. A huge percentage? We don't know yet the final number of those who have already taken them, if they'll perish from self-assembling clots or that we know contain high concentrations of conductive elements such as aluminum, tin, sodium, right? Now, those who resist them are harder to get rid of because they don't line up and beg for these things like the zealots do. Globalists intend to starve them to death with global food scarcity. That's why they don't like preppers or people of the prepared mind. Survivalists. They hate us. And right now, we already know there isn't enough food in the pipeline to feed the world throughout 2023. It simply isn't getting planted, harvested in sufficient quantities to feed 8 billion people. Now, continued government attacks on the food supply, such as the Netherlands, right? They ordered the ranchers to cull their herds, designed to worsen the food supply and the food scarcity and accelerate mass starvation. Relatively few people are getting prepared with backup food supplies. And God forbid we were to talk to our friends and family. They look at us like we're nuts. You got 3 heads. What's wrong with you? You're crazy. Really? Don't come knocking on my door then. And when the shelves are empty, they'll panic. Now this depopulation scheme has failed to kill off the billions of people in the short amount of time that was intended. With food scarcity, energy scarcity, water scarcity now reaching critical levels, mass uprisings are mere months away. Western Europe, in particular, is going to see civilian revolts this coming winter, as millions of them are freezing and starving. The globalists know the worldwide food scarcity is already baked in, man. They also know that the mass uprisings will commence if starvation and scarcity worsens. Thus, there is a countdown timeline in play that cannot be rescheduled. And as a result, they are in a huge hurry to kill off the billions of human beings before the uprisings get so out of hand and snowball before the ability of these governments to contain. Now, this is the real purpose behind the recruiting and the arming of 87,000 new IRS agents who are being told that they need to use deadly force against the American people. Don't pay your taxes? Boom. No, I'm kidding, but still. It's like, come on, you know? It's idiotic. It's irrational. Seriously. What the hell are you thinking doing something like that? Now in France, the Ministry of the Interior is hiring thousands of green police who will join armed brigades to supposedly prosecute environmental criminals. Yet, the real reason of all these armed government agencies in the US and France, UK, Germany, Canada, Australia, etc., right, is to carry out mass executions of civilians as the government's war on humanity kicks into high gear. And the purpose of having a rogue FBI, armed IRS agents, which is the funniest thing I've ever heard of, I'm sorry, armed with a massive new cache of ammunition and firearms, armed ATF agents, etc., is to have a private army that answers to the executive branch of government and that does not fall under the jurisdiction of the U.S. military, which cannot legally wage war on the U.S. soil. And federal agencies, however, can and will wage war against the American people. They're already doing it, with ATF agents now going door to door, demanding civilians surrender your gun parts. They legally purchase, for example. It's going to be up to state governors to defend their residents against these federal tyrants. And that will spark a regional warfare, with states literally going to war with rogue federal agencies run by these illegitimate fake resident data. Right? Now, even right now, the demon rats, the government, and the media, they're all claiming that all the conservatives are terrorists. Shut up. Shut up. Go sit in the corner and don't move until I tell you to. Terrorist, really? Because I'm a conservative, I'm considered a terrorist? Now they were implying that we all deserve to be terminated or exterminated. The hell's wrong with you? Now, remember, these Democrats are the same people who mutilate. Now, this is sick, all right, but it's true. Who mutilate the genitalia of their own children in the name of transgenderism. If they will mutilate their own children, what do you think they're going to do to perceived political enemies? Especially if they can convince themselves that their enemies represent a threat to democracy. To the skeptics who say ignorant things like, the IRS is going to use those guns and ammo on the American people. And we ask, well, who else would they be planning to use it on? Of course it's intended to be used on Americans. Anyone who hasn't yet come to realize that a simple fact is probably not going to survive next year here in America, on American soil. And if you're wondering what can kill billions of people faster than mass starvation and crop failures, think grid down scenario. Any Western government that can and will sabotage their own domestic power grid and blame Russian for cyber attacks, that kills me. It still gets to me. I still laugh about it. When the power grid is down, the financial system, that grinds to a halt. You know that. And chaos will just be like, the hell? I mean, it's something that we have never experienced in our lives. Mass looting, violence in the streets. Cops will bug out, man, because they'll be outnumbered. Civilians who are left behind, forget it. Robbed, beaten, the worst parts of your nightmares come true. And this will happen in nearly every blue city in America. Within just a few months of a grid down scenario, up to 90% of the population will be dead from violence or starvation, exposure, disease. Understand that heating and air conditioning will not function. Municipal water systems, they don't work. Meaning there's no tap water. Cell towers, they don't function. No 911 on your cell phone. If you need to charge an electronic device, you'll need solar panels and a solar generator or a jackery or something. And if you want to enjoy communications, you'll need a satellite phone or satellite text messaging or whatever. If you want to eat, you need to have stored food. And if you don't want to die from dehydration, you better have water. You'll need lots of containers for storing and transporting water, because you'll need to go farther than you think for that water. Figure 10 gallons a person per day as an absolute minimum. Now, understand that the globalists have only just begun to deploy their weapons against humanity. There's much more that they can unleash as needed. And if they don't get the kill rate that they're wanting, they'll just crank up the chaos until a sufficient number of billions are gone and humanity is being culled like cattle. And those who don't see it will be among the first to go. But those who prepare, we have a realistic chance of making it through the genocide, participating in the rebuilding of human civilization on the other side. Because you know it, and I know it. Prep now, so you survive tomorrow. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always,